Hey guys, welcome to the vlog. We're going to do a really basic mat class today. One of my dear friends, Anita, she's a great client here. We love having her here. She wanted just a really simple, kind of down-to-earth, basic mat class. And I thought, what better than the Bassi Pilates Module 1 mat? There's about 13 exercises you learn in Module 1 in the mat course or the comprehensive course, depending on what you're taking. And this is an excellent opportunity to just kind of review that and have a nice little session together. So I'm going to take you through maybe 20-25 minute basic mat class. Even though it's a simple fundamental class, it still can be vigorous and challenging and fun, but also honor your body. Don't overdo it. If you feel discomfort in any exercise, just cut that one out and relax until we get into the next one. So Anita, this one's for you, and thank you all for being here and joining me. I love it. Let's move. Okay, here we go. Let's do this. Have a lie down. Knees are bent, feet are flat. Feet are a couple inches apart, hands down by your side. Feel your body just kind of sink into the mat. Feel your feet heavy, your pelvis heavy, your shoulders kind of open up, the back of the head kind of elongating, the head reaching out towards the top of you, elongating that spine, finding a nice, comfortable position. Just giving yourself a moment to kind of check in with your body. Feel your body imprinting into the mat. Take a breath in through the nose. Inhale. And as you exhale, feel a nice sense of calming coming over your body, relaxing, deepening into that imprint into the mat. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. As you exhale, feel that navel kind of drawn to your spine. No movement of the pelvis, just a secure feeling as if a belt was cinching around your midsection to secure your abs. Keep that security of your abdominals as you inhale. You should feel the upper lobes of the lungs expand laterally to the front to the back. Breathe in and exhale. Let's go into some pelvic tilts. Inhale through the nose. As you exhale, you're going to kind of draw into that posterior tilt. It's almost like tucking your tail and flattening your low back into the mat. Inhale, gently arching your back. You can go a little beyond neutral if you like, just to get a little arch in the back and let the abdominals go a little bit. Exhale, tuck your tail, flatten your back into the mat. Inhale, gently arching your back. This is an excellent way, continue that breath pattern, continue that movement. An excellent way to get those low back muscles to release and relax a little bit. Kind of wake up the abdominal line. Think of it as coming from the core, from your abs, not from squeezing your glutes. Move the hips into a gentle anterior tilt. Move the pelvis into a gentle posterior tilt. And come back to neutral pelvis, where your pelvis is flat and neutral on the mat. Maybe a slight arch depending on your posture. But keep that nice neutral position. We go into pelvic curls. Inhale to prepare. As you exhale, you're going to go into that posterior tilt, tucking your tail, flattening your back into the mat, and then use the backs of the legs to reach that pelvis up towards the sky. Hold, breathe in at the top, and as you exhale, feel each vertebra one at a time articulate down the mat and back to neutral pelvis. Inhale, exhale, hollow the abdominals out, scoop into the abdominals, peel your spine up. You get this beautiful connection between your hamstrings and your abdominals. Don't let the ribs flare. Don't let the glutes squeeze too hard, and try to feel those hip flexors stretching at the top. Inhale, and as you exhale, you feel that gentle articulation down, feeling each vertebra one at a time roll through and back to that neutral pelvic position. Inhale, exhale. Now Anita, I know you like to cheat a little bit on this and hinge up. So I want you to really feel that spine being mobile, articulating through the movement. Inhale, and as you exhale, feel that spine roll through, Right here, releasing the glutes and then coming back to neutral. Let's do one more pelvic curl. Inhale, exhale, peel your spine up. Try not to be too conservative here. I like to really push into this stretch and try to get that tight hip flexors to open up, especially if you've had a long day sitting down. Inhale at the top and exhale, roll through and back to neutral pelvis. So maintaining neutral here, we're going to take our arms out to a T position, palms face the ceiling. If you're fortunate enough to have a mat with a dowel in it, it's really nice because you can get an extra stretch on that chest and shoulders. But let's just pretend we don't. We go to T position today. You're going to take your legs to tabletop one at a time. Glue your knees together. Try to keep those knees just above your hips or bias slightly back. Just don't let this drop down or lose that abdominal connection. We're going to twist towards the right on the inhale. Keep your knees and hips and legs moving as one unit. Pull into your abdominals and come back to the center line. Inhale to the opposition. Again, the hip moves with you, the knees move as one, the legs move as one. Exhale, back to the center line. If this is a little challenging for you and you can feel those hip flexors working a little too diligently, or it's not a comfortable position if you're new to Pilates, you can modify this by dropping one leg, wrapping one around. You can do a spine twist here, still spine twist supine, and back to center. When you get to the opposition side, you'll feel a nice little stretch on one side. And then, of course, do a few on each side and switch legs. But let's continue with the traditional spine twist supine. We do a couple more. To the right, breathe in. And exhale back to center. Inhale to the opposition. And abdominals control the movement as the legs draw back to center. Keep your chest still. Keep your upper body uninvolved. The movement occurs at the waist, as if your waist was a washcloth and you're kind of wringing that washcloth out. And exhale back to center. One more to each side. Breathe in. Exhaling back to center. Inhale to the opposite side. And exhale back to center. Drop your feet one at a time, a couple inches apart. About sits bones width apart. Interlace your hands behind your head, and it's important that you create a little hammock for your head to sit in. You're not in a loose interlace or a loose grab. You really interlace those hands, support the back of the head, and the head, chest, and shoulders move as one unit. Breathe in. As you exhale, head, chest, and shoulders come up, and you try to come into a forward flexed position. Don't think of yourself as lifting up. Think of yourself as lifting forward, using those abdominals to flex the spine. Inhale and exhale down. I'm pretty tight in my shoulders, so I bring my elbows forward a little bit. Try to go to as flat a position as you can, but don't arch your back or flare your ribs. Let's do a few of these together. Breathe in. Exhale up. Head, chest, and shoulders move as one unit. We come into forward flexion, keeping that pelvis nice and still and neutral. Inhale at the top, double breath pattern. Exhale down. Inhale. Exhale up. Hold, breathe in, and exhale down. Inhale. Exhale up. Head, chest, and shoulders move as one. Breathe in. And exhale down. We'll do one more just for Anita. Inhale. Exhale up. Anita, you better be doing this with me, not just watching, sitting on the couch eating popcorn. Inhale. And exhale down. We're going to go into chest lift with rotation. Think of the rotation being limited. So the flexion of the spine takes priority over the rotation. We exhale up. So this flexion takes priority over rotation. Rotate just enough to where you feel those obliques connect. The spine twists a bit, and we come back to center. Basically, our upper torso is moving in the same plane, the same transverse plane around that longitudinal axis. Exhale to one side, inhale to center, keeping that forward flexion. Exhale to the opposition, and inhale center. Exhale, rotate. Inhale, center. Exhale, rotate. Keeping forward flexion. Exhale, rotate. Inhale, center. Exhale, rotate. Inhale, center. One more each side. Boom. There's the boom for real. And boom. And center. Let's grab our thighs and let's pull a little deeper into forward flexion. Really establish that abdominal strength. Hold that strength, hold that line, reach above your head and dive behind you for a little stretch. You should feel a little burning sensation in your abdominals, nice little warm up of your core. Hands go down to the side of your body. The next exercise is single leg lift. So keep that pelvis still and neutral, even if you have to bias slightly to posterior to keep those abdominals engaged. Keep that connection to your abdominals. Right leg tabletop. We're going to hinge at the hip, keeping the knee joint the same. Inhale, tip, exhale, return. Inhale, tip, exhale, return. So this all stays still. The movement and energy comes from here. If you want a little more energy, a little more feel, you can soften this leg, almost like you're lifting it up. Not lifting it up, but just kind of taking pressure off of it. Exhale. We do 7 more. Inhale and exhale. Put that foot down. Now you don't have to breathe like I'm breathing. That exhale for me is an accentuation, so you can kind of follow my breath rhythm. Breathe comfortably, but use a breath pattern that we're creating to really control and get the depth out of this work. Take the opposite leg to tabletop. Inhale, tip, exhale, return. Keep that pelvis still. Keep those abdominals engaged. Moving from the hip joint, keeping the knee joint the same. Tip and exhale. Inhale, exhale. You'll hear me accentuate that breath pattern when I'm teaching mat classes, and it's really just to keep the rhythm of the breath going, to keep you guys working with me in those breath patterns. That breath pattern's amazing. It creates energy. It oxygenates the blood on a cellular level. It creates a rhythm for the movement. Excellent for all Pilates movements. And 3 more. And 2 more. And 1 more. Hold that line. Keep that pelvic lumbar stability. And switch legs for lane changes. A little more challenging to keep that neutral pelvic position. For me, I'm almost biasing my lower back into the mat slightly to really keep that depth of engagement. And exhale. 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 Let's put both feet down. Reach your arms above your head. Give those abs a little stretch, move through the waist a little bit, and we prepare for the next exercise, which is the 100 prep. Now I like to take my arms back as far as I can before I start to flare my ribs. So keep that neutral pelvis, keep your neutral ribs, your neutral shoulders. My shoulders and chest are tight, so my position is going to be about here. If I go back any further, you'll see I'll start to arch a little bit. So I want to keep a position that's best for my body type. You do the same. Tabletop your legs one at a time. Glue your knees together. Again, knees over your hips or bias slightly in for more depth. but don't let them drop down. Arms come above your chest, your head, chest, and shoulders follow you into that C-curve, arms parallel to the floor. Reach your arms above your chest, head, chest, and shoulders follow you out of it. So think of your arms leading you in and your arms leading you out. The head, chest, and shoulders don't rise until the arms are above the chest. The head, chest, and shoulders don't come back until the same on the return. Let's do 4 more. Three more. Two more. And last one. Drop the legs, lengthen your legs out, face your palms towards one another. We're going to go into a roll-up. Our roll-ups are very specific with Bassi. We glue our legs together, face our palms towards one another. We'll see how tight I am today. These are challenging for me because my center of gravity is a little off for most people. My back is tight. So sometimes we inhale into our C-curve, we exhale up, maintaining that position of the C-curve. It's active, we're kind of reaching out, but we're not extending, we're staying reached through. Breathe in and exhale down. The arms kind of go along with you, they should be parallel to the floor at this point, and then reach back. We inhale into our C-curve, exhale up. Hold, breathe in, and exhale down. And back. Last one. Good. So, flex your toes, open your feet to about shoulder width apart, or a little wider if you choose. We're going to do spine stretch. Try to lift your spine up nice and high. Really reach up on top of your sits bones. If your hamstrings are super tight, you can soften the knees a little bit to get a little more extension from the tailbone up to the crown of the head. Okay? Hold your line. Take a breath in. As you exhale, feel your neck stretch, your upper back stretch, your mid back stretch. Your arms kind of drift along for the ride as you come through into a gentle flexion. Don't just dive forward or fold in half. Breathe in. As you exhale, restack up, up, up. A student just recently taught me a great cue. She said, imagine your spine is a sticker and it peels away from a wall and then it reestablishes its stick up onto the wall. Okay? I love that little cue. So we peel away from the wall. And then we restack back up the wall. Inhale. Exhale, roll through. Still maintaining strength here. You're not just collapsing on these forward motions. You're really trying to kind of find an elongated line or an active C-curve through. Don't let those shoulders shrug. I see a lot of people doing this as they come forward. Keep that shoulder maintained. Keep that neutral scapula position. And up you go. Boy, I am really tight today. And roll down. My boy body is talking to me. Oh, it is talking to me. Breathe in and exhale. Up, 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 and extend. So, bring your legs together. Make sure you're centered on the mat as you roll through. We're going to do leg circles. We go to a T position with your arms. If you've got tight hamstrings, you'll see I can soften my knees a little bit to find that pelvic stability that I'm looking for. So one leg goes out long, arms to T position, anchor that bottom leg. I'm going to soften the knee a little bit. Top leg comes to tabletop. I reach it up for a maximum extension of my ability, my flexibility. It's going to be right about there. Flex your toes towards your nose. We go to the inside line, so you come across, around, and up. It's an inhale and an exhale. The objective is pelvic lumbar stability and hip mobility. So we really want to feel that we're moving in that hip joint, controlling in the top position, but we don't want to be totally out of control here and letting that pelvis go, okay? Keep that stability. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, and exhale. Now reverse direction. I'm leading with my heel. Inhale, exhale. Breathe in, breathe out. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale, and inhale, and exhale. Point your toe, bend your knee, reach across. This is the gift. You're going to pull that knee all the way across, rotate your head to the opposition, and give yourself a well-deserved low back stretch. This is your gift from me to you. Exhale a little deeper. And come back to center. Lengthen that leg long. Again, if you have tight hamstrings, we're just going to soften the knees a little bit, a little micro bend. Take the opposite leg to tabletop. Use that knee extensor to shoot it up. Ooh, boy, this one's really tight. I'm sure you can see that. Flex your toes towards your nose. We start to the inside line with an inhale. Drop and catch. Exhale. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale. Keep that pelvis stable. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And inhale. And exhale. Reverse direction. We breathe in, drop and catch. We breathe out, making as much of a circle as we can. It's not an oval. It's not a chopping motion. It's a circle. And exhale. Breathe in. Anita, I haven't lost you yet, have I? I hope you're still with us. Inhale. And exhale. Point your toe, bend your knee, reach across, pull over for a nice little stretch, looking in the opposite direction. Beautiful. Now from this position, we're just going to roll right over to our side. Bottom arm is going to be long. Top arm is either on your hip or down for support. Either way is perfectly fine. If you feel unstable in this movement, then you can come down for a little support. Otherwise, try to do it with your hand on your hip. It's a lateral movement, lateral flexion exercise. It should come from your waist. It should not come from your hips. So your legs move as one, your toes stay with each other. Try to find a straight line. If you can't really feel those obliques working well, you can go to a slight boomerang or banana shape to help facilitate that oblique engagement. Otherwise, try to stay nice and long and flat here. Maximize that range on your bottom arm. Really get that stretch and elongation. We need this postural alignment as we travel through life. Inhale. As you exhale, your obliques engage, the hips pull up, the legs follow. You'll feel a little imprint down here. It's a unilateral movement, so you want to feel that. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale. You should feel an engagement here. You should feel as if those obliques are pulling that hip bone of your pelvis up into your lower rib. And two more. And one more. Beautiful. Slide your knees in, put your hand down, and we take our legs right around the front of our body, and we come to the other side. Bottom arm is long, legs are reached out long, Maximize that line. Hand is either on your hip or down for support. Take a breath in. From the waist, exhale. Inhale. You can see that hip come up and into the lower rib. Inhale. Exhale. Let's do 4 more. Anita, I hope you're still with me. This is going to be one more exercise after this. And we're all done with our little basic mat class. From here we will right to our tummies. Legs a couple inches apart, out from the sits bones. Nose hovering above the mat as if we're looking at a reflection of our face in the mat. Hands on your thighs, hovering above the mat. You want to keep your glutes relaxed. You don't want to extend your legs. You want to keep this fairly docile as the movement comes from that upper thoracic region. So secure with your core here. Lengthen your arms here and extend that upper thoracic spine. Oop, little cramp in my foot. Go a little higher into the lumbar, but don't crank into that low back. That cramp is not going away. Inhale up. Exhale down. Think of reverse articulation. Little cervical, little thoracic, little lumbar. You're kind of diving behind you. Inhale, extend. Exhale down. Inhale, extend. The head is always an extension of the spine. It moves with the spine. If the spine moves laterally, the head and neck move laterally with the spine. If the spine goes into extension, the head extends with the spine. It doesn't kink back beyond it. And down you go. Hands down. Push back. If you've got bad knees or knee issues, don't do this. Don't sit on your heels. Just kind of go to a little cat position. Otherwise, go to rest position. Stretch your arms out. Try to sit on your heels. Let your head kind of hang comfortably and breathe for a moment. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Thanks so much for joining me on these videos. I certainly appreciate you being here with me and supporting me on these. Get some movement in, get anything you can just to kind of stay positive throughout these strange times we're in right now. If you like what you see, hit the subscribe button above and become a part of the Pilates Live channel. Thanks again, be kind, and have a great day.